If you're a brand that's making less than $50,000 per month, or you're making around $50,000 per month, this is exactly the email marketing video for you. Most of the advice that you see online is catered to companies that are making 100K plus. But what about the brands that are still trying to scale and trying to make profitable results without paying an agency tons of money, number one, or number two, trying to find catered information for their problems, because your problem is completely different to a brand that's sitting at above 50K per month. That's exactly what this video is going to be. It's going to be your single source of truth of exactly how to build an email marketing strategy that's going to help you scale more profitably and acquire more customers at scale. So let me jump straight into it, because I built this out in entire detail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down the entire backend. I'm going to show you exactly what your problems are, how you solve it, break it down in a summary, and then even go as far as showing you the exact breakdown of how things should look. And then going to a backend, showing you what results we're getting them and how we're getting them for them, and building it alongside you. So it really is a fully, this is as if an agency was sitting with you, holding your hand, doing absolutely everything for you, except you're paying nothing. So right now, this is where you're at. You're probably at around 5,000 people on your list maximum, right? So you don't have more than this. So 5,000 people on your list maximum, you're probably a 2.2% Shopify conversion rate, and maximum you're getting 10,000 to 30,000 customers per month. And that is not a huge amount. So your number one issue at this revenue range is that you don't have acquisition. So your focus actually should not be on email, but you do need email marketing to make it more profitable and make sure that you can use that profit to fund ads, and then you have a really healthy cycle. But right now you're kind of in this crossroads because you are spending to acquire customers, but you don't have the right email funnel in place to convert more often and make sure it's more profitable for you. And that's exactly what this should be. That's the difference between this revenue range and someone making more than 50,000. At that point, kind of acquisition is not your main problem, so your strategies need to change. So if we take a look at this is where you are right now, right? So let's just say that you have 30,000 customers coming in, and 660 of those are buying on average per month, but the other 29,000 are actually disappearing. And if we want to lower this, let's just say that is actually 15,000 visitors. It means you have 330 people buying, and the other amount of people pretty much leave. So the other 14,000 people leave without a trace. That's a leaking bucket. You don't want to do that. You're already spending to acquire customers, and it means that you're pretty cash strapped if you're below 50,000. And so the best way to avoid that is to make sure you have a system that captures more people, but you have to plug these holes. And so here's another visual. For every 100 visitors that will come and visit you, 2 will buy and 98 will leave forever. I personally don't like this odds, and I don't think you will either. And that means that your list is pretty much not buying, or growing rather. And this is what you actually need. So basically, it's not really a traffic problem. It is overall. That is your overarching issue right now, is you need more traffic. But there's no point in scaling traffic if you don't have higher conversions and you're not capturing more people. So the leak is actually your problem right now. So if we go take a look at the system, this is what you have in place. You have these visitors pretty much coming in. So you have cold traffic coming in, and your whole point is you want them to turn from a cold visitor to a loyal repeat buyer. That's the huge mechanism change that you're going to have to make the biggest difference in your revenue. So for example, traffic mechanism. You have meta ads, you have Google, or you have organic traffic. From there, you want to capture those people, which I'm going to show you shortly. Then you want to push them into a welcome flow where they understand more about your brand and they will convert. If they don't convert and they actually add to their cart, or, they are interested, but they're not convinced, we need to send them abandonment emails. Then if they buy, what we need to do, or if they sign up, we need to send them repeated emails to make sure they turn into a repeat customer and buy into the brand. And so the main conversion metric right now is turning people into a first-time buyer and increasing that. And then from there, we're going to turn them into repeat buyers, and we can start focusing on win-backs. So it's like these 3 audience metrics that we really want to focus on. And what that means is this is basically how your list is going to look, right? This is how your numbers will change. For every 100 visitors, you're probably going to get 4 people to actually buy. So you got double the first time conversions, but then you're also capturing 8 different emails. So from there, what you have is you're pretty much doubling your intake of customers, which is huge for your revenue, right? If you're currently making $20,000 per month, Double with conversions probably means $40,000 per month. And so you're getting closer to breaking that 50K threshold, or vice versa. If you're sitting at 40K per month, this means the difference of getting to 50 or 60K per month. And then let's take a look at how your list will compound. Let's say that you do have 5K people on the list, and then every single month you're capturing around 2,400 emails. Keep in mind, this is a bit of a bigger number than you can expect. Let's just say that you're only capturing 500 emails every single month. Then first month you'll have 5,000, then 5,500, then 6,000, etc., etc. But this is a great display of, let's say you really nail everything. You also use the profitability to increase your traffic, and suddenly you're getting 2,400 people to sign up to the list every single month. That means that you're going to compound, and essentially in month 6, you're going to have 20,000 people to email instead of 5,000. And that is a huge difference. So that's 4 times your starting list size without buying more traffic. That's the key, right? All of these calculations is without you having to spend more on ads. If you just plateaued, you spent the same amount on ads, the same amount of traffic sources, this is the result that you'll see just by having email in place. And so a really healthy revenue share at this point in time is 30 to 40% of your overall attribution. So at $50,000 per month, you should be getting around $15,000 from email alone. I'm going to show you the backends where we're actively making this happen. And that means that you're getting 86% more monthly orders from the same traffic. And so this is essentially what you need. You have this 5-point system. You just need a sign-up form in place. You need 5 core flows in place. You need 1 to 2 emails weekly, and you need 1 segment. And then from that, you just need to convert your first-time customer, which all of this does. So it's just 5-point strategy. Is not complicated at all. I'm going to show you exactly how to build it out. And then what you have is just the flow build out. So you have a welcome flow. I would argue this should just be 3 to 4 emails for now. Cart abandonment, keep it at 2 for now. Checkout abandonment, 2 for now. These are different flows, which I'll explain shortly. Browse abandonment, 2 for now, and then win back we will revisit, but you don't necessarily need that in place. And so what's going to happen is you have these 3 outcomes. You have you're able to capture a list while you scale acquisition, which is super important. You're already spending to acquire customers. You don't want to now spend additional on retargeting ads. You want this to basically be the retargeting funnel so that you can save money, spend more on cold traffic. That's how this should work. Then the second thing that's going to happen because of the system is you're going to have better CAC, and email acquisition is now profitable. And then it will convert first-time customers at a higher rate. So you can see here, these are the 4 conversion paths that email opens up. Direct purchase, the welcome flow after sign up, recovery flows, and weekend campaigns. That's all we need to focus on. So when we zoom out, right, and I'll show you back into once I show you this, this is all you need in place. Ignore all the other strategy videos that you see online. It is basically noise based on your revenue range. All you need is a simple pop-up funnel. Don't complicate this. You want a 15 or 20% off that just gets them onto the list for now. Later on, you can watch my other videos on how you can better create an advanced strategy around this. But for now, just a simple sign-up form. Then you're going to lead them to a welcome flow. And again, I'm going to build all of this out with you. Welcome flow, they sign up, and then you just want to lead them to email number 1, which is, hey, welcome to the family. Here's your discount. Here's what we have on sale. Then you're going to wait today and you're going to send a reminder, like pretty much a duplicate email of this to non-openers. So that guaranteed to get people to see that. You're going to wait 3 days and then you're going to send them a, hey, you're missing out. This is essentially who we are. This is our brand. This is what we do. This is why we do what we do. Think about this email as the brand story. Then your last email is a plain text email from the founder. These are great because you need very little output. And your thing is probably, hey, I'm an owner and I'm a founder and I'm running multiple hats, or I'm wearing multiple hats right now. That's probably where you're at right now, right? You're a founder wearing multiple hats. You don't want to think about this process, and that's why I'm making it as simple as possible for you. But what you do need to know is that the welcome flow specifically is not going to be complicated. And every time I talk about an email, don't get panicky about you needing to do massive resource output to make these. I'll show you how to do it super simply, and it doesn't need much of your output. So this is super simple, right? Just basically 4 or 5 emails maximum, and this one specifically from the founder, plain text, very easy output. Then take a look at the abandoned cart, just 2 emails. And I'll show you how to structure this, but you basically just want to make an abandoned cart email and an abandoned checkout email. They are different. When people abandon the cart, they are basically just adding things into their item box, but they never make it to the checkout page. Whereas the checkout abandonment is they've done that and they've gone all the way to the billing page, but they got deterred there. So intention levels are a little bit different. Cart abandonment is a really high percentage of your customers. Checkout abandonment is a really high intent customer. So your abandoned cart, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have all these filters. Pause the video. You can see that in place, but I will build it out with you shortly. And then the checkout abandonment. Again, super simple. Start a checkout, make sure all these filters and setup is in place. These are the best subject lines and the best layout for you. And what you're going to do is these flows is just going to show them exactly what they left behind. They're going to be super short and simple. It should not take a lot of your time in these. Then what you want to do is build a browse abandonment. And what this means is it's anyone that actually viewed a product specifically on your website. So let's just say that you sell sleep gummies, focus gummies, and maybe topicals. If they looked at your focus gummy specifically, you want to send them information about that product, not some random category of products that they didn't look at. So this needs to be a little bit more personalized. And again, just pause, take a look at the filters. Then what you want to do is you want to send frequently. So you want to say 1 to 2 times maximum per week. Again, this doesn't need to be a massive output. And who you're sending to is just your Engage 180 list, right? That's it. You want to send to Engage 180. You want to make sure that you are just constantly targeting your most active customers. And this will probably be about 1,200 people on your list who are categorized as this, maybe even less. Keep sending to them. Make sure that you send it to people that actually engage with you. And these are the variations of emails you want to send. Super simple. Dollar Shave Club is like a multi-million-dollar brand, yet they send the most simple emails. And same as Magic Mind, right? Magic Mind is a multi-million-dollar brand, but they still send plain text emails. Plain text emails are incredible for your revenue range because it's personal, number one, and number two, it's easy output for you as a founder if you're wearing multiple hats or you don't really have the help that you need to make these. Just super simple plain text emails that look like this, and then visual emails, super simple. Get ChatGPT to make a hero visual just like you do with ads. Reuse your ad copy and your ad visuals. Put them in here, and then you just want to build out the rest of the email as simply as possible within Klaviyo or whatever your ESP is. I recommend Klaviyo. So if we take this a step further, let me show you what this actually looks like in a backend and how to build this all out. Here is a backend where you can see they're sitting at around $65,000 per month. But before us, they would have been sitting at around $30,000 per month because we're making $26,000 per month as a Feb with our attributed revenue. That's a huge portion of revenue. We would have been losing, or they would have been losing $30,000 in additional income. So just by having the right email system in place, they added $30,000 and they broke that $50K per month barrier. And here's exactly how we did it. All right. So what we did is exactly like I said, you want to start with the sign up form. Sign up form is simple. Just go to create form. Go over here and choose one of these pre-made ones. So for example, let's just say that we want this one. We're going to choose this as an example, LZ test, right? And we want to choose our lists. So let's just say newsletter sign up, right? And this is essentially what's going to trigger your welcome flow and our other list. Let's just say Louisiana, right? We're not actually going to collect SMS, so we're just going to delete that eventually. So right now, you don't want to even think about SMS. You want to figure out what works with your email customers and replicate that. So the reason I'm using this draft and template is because it's as simple as it gets. All I want to do is I want to make sure that this is a 20% offer. Do not make it 10%. It's not appealing enough when you're competing with other brands. And we'll choose a random image. So what can we choose? Right, so I'll just choose a random hero visual. It doesn't need to be anything specific. Let's go to page 6. Cool. So let's just choose this one, for example. It's just going to be this. And that's it. That is literally all you need. This is pretty much done. You're going to go to the success page and you're going to say, thanks for signing up. And we'll delete this since we don't have SMS in place. We will do that. All right. So thanks for signing up. Check your inbox for your discount. Literally took me maybe 20 seconds to do all of that. You're going to go ahead and make sure that that is published and you're good to go. And so what's going to happen is on desktop and mobile, you're going to see a really high converting pop-up form. This is all you need at this point. Then what we want to do is now we want to make sure that our flows are in place. So sign up form is in place. We know we're capturing people, but now we need to send them very personalized messaging. So let's go over here. We're going to create our own flow. So just navigate to flows. We're going to create our own. And ideally, we actually just want to use their templates again. The whole point of this is if you're at that revenue range, it's because you don't have too many resources to make this work itself. And so what we're going to do is we're going to see what we want to choose. So let's just see what welcome templates they have. We don't want to complicate this at all. So let's just choose the standard one. So this is perfect. We're going to choose the standard. And what we're going to do is make sure we're choosing the same newsletter list that our starter form populates to, right? So we're going to use this. So use the template. I really recommend you just use templates because it builds out the structure for you as you need. So over here, all I'm going to do is I am going to change the timing and some things. So here, the filter is perfect. Thanks for signing up. We will come in and edit this. And then what we want to do is we want to wait 1 day. I find that their send of time is a little bit too long. And over here, scroll down on each email and make sure it's not skipping each profile. So step number 1, make sure the trigger is correct. If you choose the template, it definitely is. Step number 2, turn off skipped email profiles. Then step number 3, change the timing delay of these to about 2 to 1 day each. And that's pretty much it. Then again, just make sure you turn this off for every single email, right? Because you really want your customers to be getting these emails, even if you send them campaigns. So now let's go take a look at the best structure for how this will look. So email number 1, we can just keep kind of as is, but we do want to show them their discounts. And let's just say that you really are strapped for design or you just don't have things. Ideally, just use a product image that you have, ask ChatGPT to make a hero visual for it, and then what you want to do is build out your email, and you can just use this template. So for example, it's got this, I'm fine with that. And here, I just want to add a button to make sure that they can go to the website, right? So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to say, save % or get. Let's do this, get your, or now, right? And here, I want to say, welcome to the family. Get trade sample first purchase. And here you ideally want a code. And the great thing with Klaviyo is you can drag and drop a coupon code right here that they can copy paste. So let's just say that it is this one. All right. And they can just go ahead, copy paste that and put it to the website. And here, what I really recommend that you do is you show categories. But for this case, I'm just going to show some products. So I'll show some static products. We can go and choose whatever we want. So let's just say that. Or let's just choose dynamic and we want to choose gummies, right? So it's going to populate like that. And now you got a fully fledged welcome email ready to go. Again, just took about 20 seconds of my time. It should not be strenuous for you. And for example, if I just delete this, I can remove what I want. And now it's just super simple email that my customers can get, right? And then if you're super strapped for time, you can just make the rest of the emails plain text emails. So once you're done with email number 1, super simple, we want to now try and do some more plain text emails because it's going to require way less of your time. If you do have the time to do it, that's great. Don't worry about plain text email, but they do perform well. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to delete this and I'm just going to drag and drop a fresh email that has no template. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this and I'm going to create a text only email. So go over here, create the text only email, and this is what it's going to show up as. So you're just going to come here and you're going to edit what you need. So, hey, just wanted to reach out as the founder of, let's see, I want to say thank you for choosing us and I recommend some products for you. Don't forget to use your code C3. Well, I think it was 15. To get something like that, right? So something like that, super easy. Again, we're just like completely set with an email flow. Again, it took less than 5 minutes to set up the entire welcome flow, but this is the most important flow you're going to have at this point, is nurturing people through the process. Make sure you have this in place. Now what we want to do is we want to make sure that we build our carts and our checkout. These I highly recommend you just stick to their templates. At this point, you don't need to put that much output into these. And once you do have something set up, then you can go and do that. So first is the cart abandonment. So Shopify, cart abandonment, trigger. And this is all you need. This is an SMS though, so I'm going to look for one without SMS. So this is perfect. So now I've got this, and I'm going to add this in. And let's just say that we have our checkout. So let's go back to checkout. So here we want to make sure there is just a email one, ideally. So let's just go. They don't have really SMS one, so we're just going to choose this for now. We're going to edit this one, and I'll show you what you can do. So if you don't have SMS in place, then what you want to do is you just want to come in here, and then at this conditional split, you just want to maybe delete this. So delete the yet bar, for example. All right. So checkout started, and now we've got these 2 emails, perfect setup. We just want to change time delays to what I showed you earlier, so you can go revisit earlier. So actually the first one we want to change to 30 minutes on this one. And here we want to change this to maybe 4 hours, right? Or the checkout environment. Sometimes 2 is perfect. But now what you have is you have a perfectly built email. You don't have to do too much to it. It's going to populate exactly what they had to look at and lead them back to their cart and their checkout. That's the most important thing. You just want to make sure that that is in place. You set up all the filters and voila, you're good to go. Now you're going to repeat the process. Find this all for abandoned checkout, abandoned cart, etc. Abandoned browse as well. And then you're set. Then when it comes to campaigns, all you want to do is you want to create a segment like I showed you earlier. So let's go take a look. This segment is what you want to build. So MailZ, Engage 180, we go take a look at the definition. You can create a segment of anyone that has opened an email at least 3 times in the last 180 days. Keep targeting these people. If you want to expand it, you can also do this. You could say, or someone has done, subscribe to the list at least once in the last 30 days is perfect. So now we can expand this list. And so you are obviously going to have a smaller list size, but you can see on even a small account like this, a smaller account, then what we usually deal with, this is basically what will happen. And so what we'll do is we'll then build our campaigns. I recommend you just do plain text emails, and you will do a test. You will just send plain text emails to your list, and again, the same kind of structure that you have, and you're going to choose the Engage 180. So it was something like this list. You're going to turn off smart sending, and then you're good to go, and then you can just build out your email. And so this is all you need. You don't have to complicate anything. You can build a plain text email. So again, you just want to go switch to text only editor. You're going to build out a plain text email, and you want to send this once a week. That's minimum. Just keep your list active. Make sure that you're actually sending to them. If you take a look at the results that we're getting, not every campaign is a hit, but when we do actually send things, you can see that we're sending to different segments from time to time. But even our Engage 120, we're literally just saying, hey, build your summer stash. There's no code, there's no discounts, but it generated $1,150. And so if we just sent 10 cents, we should be able to generate $10,000 additional without the flows, without anything. And with that $10,000, we reinvest it into ads. We keep funneling traffic into the system because now it is a working system. And that brings us to these numbers, right? So we're in a really good position once you have this all set up to have a working funnel that you don't have to increase your ad spend, but with the same amount of traffic, you're converting more people. And this is exactly how you're going to do that. So this is going to be your main source of truth. Revisit this video, relook at these strategies. And once you break $50,000 per month, then go take a look at the other videos, because that will be your in-depth strategy on how to increase this. But my recommendation is once you have all of these funnels working, you plug these holes, then you want to fill up the bucket with more traffic, because now the bucket is not leaking and you have space for more traffic. And so you want to take the profitability you get from the system, reinvest it into ads, and then your profitabilities are going to increase side by side. So hopefully that was helpful. Definitely recommend using this strategy. Now, if you are a brand that is making around $50,000 per month, but you don't mind investing into an agency that is able to do this for you, then go down below and book in a call. We would love to talk to you. Now, I highly recommend you don't book a call if you make less than $20,000 per month, just because it is not going to be practical. I'd rather use that money for ads. You built the strategy and then you revisited it. But if you want an agency to just come in, build this out one time, or come in on a recurring basis, build this out with you, scale with you, then go down below, book in that call. I would love to help. But otherwise, subscribe. I'll keep doing videos catered to different email marketing strategies and also different revenue types. But stay tuned because I will keep doing videos, and otherwise just subscribe. It's free information. Why not? So with that being said, I'll see you in the next one.